Hello, I'm Emma the Morris Dancer. I'm a dual national of the US and the UK. I was born and brought up in the UK where I continue to live, but I did spend most of my Christmases growing up in the US. So I've decided to make some videos showing you some British Christmas food and traditions, and today I'm going to show you Christmas cake. Traditional English Christmas cake is a type of fruit cake that's made with currants, raisins and sultanas soaked in an alcohol such as brandy, rum or whiskey. Currants here refers to Zant currants, also known as Corinth raisins, made from the Corinth grape and not to be confused with black currants. Also, sultanas are sometimes called golden raisins in the US. It may also contain things such as candied cherries, candied peel. Typically, a Christmas cake would then be covered with a layer of marzipan, followed by a layer of icing, and it might then be decorated with a plaid ribbon or models of snowmen or fir trees or other Christmas-themed decorations. It usually is a cake-looking cake. It's a circular cake, but it can also be a loaf cake. Today I have got a Christmas cake bar, so it is in the shape of a loaf cake. So you can see it's got a layer of marzipan and white icing on the top, and it is a fruit cake. I'm going to cut myself a slice. There we go. It is a fruit cake. In the UK, we do tend to like fruitcakes a lot. We have a lot of different sorts of fruitcake or similar items that we as a culture collectively tend to really enjoy. I'm given to understand that in the US, fruitcakes are generally not so liked. I was told by an American recently that fruitcake is something you give to someone you don't like, and it's apparently become a somewhat ridiculed dessert. Most mass-produced American fruitcakes are alcohol-free, and I believe that's possibly one of the reasons you don't like your fruitcake so much. So the origins of Christmas cake in the UK, it's a tradition that actually began as plum pudding. Of note, plum is a word that was used to refer to what has been known as a raisin since the 18th century. Plum porridge was consumed after religious fasting days, and gradually it evolved as a dish. Other ingredients were added. By the 16th century, the oats had been replaced by flour and eggs, and it became more like the fruit cake that we know as Christmas cake today. Coins were sometimes added to fruitcake traditionally for good luck, and this was also done to Christmas puddings. In fact, I think it might be more common in Christmas puddings, but it was also done to fruitcake. Traditionally in the UK, this would have often been a threepence or a sixpence. I do actually have threepence to show you. This is a 1967 threepence that I have for some reason. I also have a 1959 Guernsey threepence, so Guernsey being one of the Channel Islands. Don't know how well you can see that. And in some regions of the UK, notably Yorkshire, where I believe this practice originated, but also in other areas in the north, such as Lancashire, people eat their Christmas cake with cheese. Often Wensleydale or a similar cheese, though I do know someone who eats their Christmas cake with Stilton. I've actually got some cheddar here today. I do not typically consume my fruitcake with cheese, being from, well, not quite the south of England, but definitely not the north of England. I live in Norfolk, which is the east of England. But so yeah, I wouldn't typically consume one with cheese, though I am feeling quite hungry, so I decided to have a giant block of cheddar cheese with mine today. This is good Christmas cake. If you think it's strange that northerners have cheese with their fruitcake, so do southerners in England. I'm also having a cup of tea in my Lobster Potties mug. This is from the 25th anniversary in 2018 of the Lobster Potties Morris Festival, which happens in Sheringham every year on the North Norfolk coast. And in 2018, we actually broke the world, I say we because I was part of it, we broke the world record for the largest Morris dance. I was one of 369 Morris dancers who all danced at the same time, performing the same Morris dance together. Christmas cake is something you might have for dessert after a Christmas dinner or as part of your dessert. It's also something that you might have as part of an afternoon tea or as a general treat during the Christmas season. I've seen people have a slice of Christmas cake in their packed lunch, or you might bring it round your friend's house if you're coming for tea. Mr. Kipling have also been selling these Christmas slices, essentially mini Christmas loaf cakes. So I'm going to try that. Just having a look at the ingredients. So what I was wondering is these sort of Mr. Kipling Christmas slices, which from what I can tell appear to be marketed not necessarily directly at children, but definitely Definitely not an adult only style packaging, whether they also contain alcohol, and they do in fact. Yeah, they do contain sherry. Definitely not enough that you can feel any effect from alcohol, purely for taste reasons. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you'd like to make your own Christmas cake, I'll see if I can find a suitable looking recipe and put it in the description of the video.